are go for liftoff in T minus 30.
Hit the record button.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Italo's Black Tag Radio. And here's another show that was impromptu. I think I'm gonna like this better. I'm gonna do, anyways. I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna do. You have to just tune in to find out. And today, I'm posting a video about actually a TikTok live that happened last night with my friend Dave Positive. I'm gonna post information below. I can't remember his handle right now. It's 4:30 in the morning, so I need to go to sleep. Anyways, guys, we had so much fun. We talked about movies. We talked about Tom Hanks movies. We had another conversation about bourbon and drinks, and let's see, we talked about dragons. Anyhow, you're gonna find out in the next hour. Yes, guys, hour. We were supposed to be chatting for a minute or 5 minutes, but it turned into an hour conversation. So here goes the interview with Dave Positive.
Did you ever remember? You ever see Wayne's World and when they're drunk in the car and that one, not that one dude who's barfing all over the place, but that one dude's like, "I freaking love you, man." That's me.
Yeah. Let me see. It depends. It depends, but with the company that I'm on, but I'm usually in a good mood when I get drunk.
I may have had some bourbon tonight. Just saying.
Hey, you're an
Right.
adult. You're not driving, and
Exactly. Locked
yeah,
myself in the
the hell,
house
the
for
hell
years
with it.
ago.
Cheers,
Exactly.
cheers.
Hello, Italian Queen Mom. Hello, Wild Heart. How everyone's doing great tonight. We are doing a
Hello,
live
Marie.
podcast right now. I think we
Hello,
are at least.
Marinke. I have this friend from. I can never say her name, the one that's on my live, because she's from the Netherlands, and her name is Isign. It reads Marinke Cantor, but that's not how you say it. She's like, no, you have to say it with my accent. I'm like, well, I, I never talked to her, so hi, how you doing?
You should invite her to a dual live one time where you can
I
get the correct
should, I
pronunciation.
should, I should, yeah, because I don't know how
There
to
was
say it.
we after I think it was Friday yesterday when we did the dual live. I got back on and I had this 26-year-old from Ohio just randomly invite me to her dual live. I'm like, what the heck? Let's make some friends. Let's get to know some people.
Yeah,
She joined TikTok to get out of her comfort zone because she's such an introvert, and TikTok actually helped her get out of her comfort zone to start meeting new people and making new friends. I'm like, that's incredible.
that's
That's
great.
incredible by itself.
That's great. It is.
And that's
It
what we're
is.
here. We're here to help each other grow and just as people, as our confidence, everything. And it's crazy to see how an app like this can
Yeah.
push people to those boundaries.
I think actually Dual Life is going to help them come out of their shelves and or shells,
Wolf, I
shells,
appreciate you.
not shells.
Exactly,
I'm
exactly.
not drink. I swear to God, I'm not drinking, guys.
So so Victor, are you saying that we need to start a group called the Nutcrackers, get everybody out of their shells?
um, they might misinterpret that, but yeah, sure.
No,
we're
that's
gonna we're gonna
advertising for the
bust we're gonna
Nutcrackers.
bust
Let's help
some.
you get out of your shell.
No, I get it.
Wolf
I
on
just
my Wolfie on my end says yes.
I see how that can go many ways. That's all.
Oh yeah. But
Yeah.
like you'll catch the eye, I promise you.
Yeah. As you know, I don't know if you know, Dave, but I'm a producer for it's called Hollywood Fringe Festival, which is a theater festival here in Hollywood.
Oh,
And
nice.
my friend here, His name is oh my god, I went blank. Anyways, no matter what is the name of the of his handle, he's asking me to register this year, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to register this year because it's all going to be virtual. It's not going to be live theater. It's not going to be Gordon. Sorry, it's not going to be in live. It's not going to be live. It's going to be basically, you know what I'm saying? Like it'll be like Zoom kind of. Um,
Right.
so I don't disagree with those people that want to do it because creative people are going to do whatever they have to do. But in my opinion, I'm not. I know. I'm sorry, Gordon. I forgot. I totally blanked out. I forgot your name. Sorry.
It just it's just really hard for producers right now, to go out and do stuff,
Yeah.
and it's like, a random fact. Back in high school, I actually took audio and TV production because I wanted to do film. I know all about chroma key editing, audio software, all that, and I know how much work goes into that. Like what you see on the screen is like over 1,000 hours of filming and cropping, and people
Yeah.
don't see that stuff, and you cannot do that virtual. Hello,
Well,
Julie.
from my experience, because in order to to do my first production was it's called the Oz monologues. It was based on the characters on the Wizard of Oz. It took me 2 years, 2 full years to write it, come up with the concept, come up with the casting. Um, Guys, you have no. I had no idea how long it takes me to come up with the cast, the rehearsals, the dress rehearsals, the technical rehearsals. There's so much work to do, guys. Like I admire every producer. I mean, I've always admired theater, anyways, but not knowing how long it takes to make a production is amazing.
That's just nuts, man. That's nuts.
And then we duplicated the same thing in Russia. We went to Russia the same year, and that was done in 3 months.
Wow.
And that I'm still amazed at that because I was supposed to be the director on that one. I didn't speak no Russian. I had none of the I didn't know any of the cast members there. Um, and it was like a 7,000 seat stadium. It was like about 100 performers, and we did it in under 3 months.
That is crazy. That is
It
crazy.
was crazy, but you know what? Crazy in so many ways.
And see, Mel Bay, was it Mel Bay who made the movie Avatar?
I'm sorry, what
I'm not,
movie?
not Avatar. Was it Mel Bay?
Oh, it was James Cameron.
James Cameron. It took 12 and a half years to make that movie.
How many
12 and a half from what I read about.
years?
That is years.
Years. And you know what I
Years.
heard? I heard there's going to be a sequel now.
Really?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Dude, it's a good movie. The
Yeah.
storyline, the graphics, it just,
Well,
it's
technically
crazy.
speaking, it was beyond ahead of his time. Yes.
And see, quite honestly, and you're probably going to make fun of me, people are probably going to make fun of me, but one of my all-time favorite movies was Lake House with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock.
What? Why?
Well, okay. The just for the simple fact, the storyline
And by the way,
is so amazing.
I haven't seen the movie, or if I seen it, I long forgot it.
You
So
have to watch it, but it takes place on a lake house, and these two people are from different time points,
yeah,
and they communicate back and forth through their mailbox. and somewhere
Uh,
along the line, they interact. You
but
have to watch the
one
movie
of
to
them is
judge it
not
for yourself.
alive. One of them is a ghost, right?
I am not going to say that
I kind of
because
remember now. Like, okay,
there's a plot twist in it.
yeah, yeah, I remember that.
But it was an awesome movie for the simple fact I'm a big reader. I love reading books, and it and it just it you makes you think. It's one of those movies that make you think like, holy crap.
Yeah,
Wild Heart says watch it.
yeah, I gotta
Really
watch it
says that
again
was a great
because
movie.
I
It
don't
was a
think
great movie.
I don't think I remember the ending, or if I have seen it before, I don't remember it.
Oh
But you
man,
know,
I'm a big crybaby when it comes to listening to music or movies. I cry my eyes out.
so let me tell you, there's two movies. Let me tell you, um, The Father with Anthony Hopkins. I wasn't gonna watch it until I saw that he had nominated, or he got the Oscars, right? So I was like, okay. And the movie is basically about an older man who is going through dementia or Alzheimer's. Now, I'm not gonna spoil the movie, but let me say that when you watch the movie, you really want to believe. Um, you want to believe him. You want to believe the character of the story. He's the one that's telling the story, or he's the one, and you're like, is he making this up in his mind, or is that really happening? I'm confused. And I know what
Right,
the plot is about, him being confused. But the movie makes you confused. You're like, wait a minute, did just happen that just happened earlier, and that's happening again. So in his mind, you realize people that go through Alzheimer's or are sufferers or of Alzheimer's sufferers,
what's the movie? What's the movie called again?
it's called The Father.
The Father. Okay.
Oh my lord! At the end of the movie, I was like,
I'm gonna have to watch that. See, another one like that, Shutter Island. Shutter Island's like that as well.
oh
With
yeah,
but
I've seen Shadow
and
Island.
it and you're believing the whole thing, and then the guy turns out to be crazy.
Yeah.
So it's movie like and Lucky Number 11 was another good. Was action movie, but
Oh,
everything has a rhyme and reason of why it happened.
yeah, yeah.
It
You have to
makes
like
you
watch
think.
it. You have to. Those are the movies that you have to watch like multiple times to finally get it. Like Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction. I was like, that happened at the beginning. Like, why am I seeing this
Right,
again? And it was like,
exactly.
ah. But
Exactly.
it was the editing, and that movie was the editing that made the movie so perfect. And still, it's still weird to like, wait, what happened first? Like Travolta wasn't. He was shot dead, but then he's back again at the end. It's like,
Right.
what
Um,
wait.
Wild Heart 907 is asking, what is your all's feelings on the Notebook? I personally never watched it.
Well, I have. The first time I saw it, I was crying, big tears.
Now, I don't know if I will
Yeah,
watch it now.
The Notebook. If you haven't seen The Notebook, yeah, you definitely will have to see it, and then let me know how you
Blind
react.
Side is another amazing movie.
The Blind
Movie.
Side, yes, The Blind
That
Side
is a
with
good movie.
Sandra Bullock.
Radio was another good movie. Radio was awesome.
Radio.
So it's based on a true story as well. It was about this black man who I think he had some type of disorder, and he always had to have a radio with him, like music, and he was so gifted. I forget the whole story, but I cried over that. That
Hmm.
was another good movie.
Well, the movie that would always make me cry is Forrest Gump.
Yes, yes. And see, I was reading about that earlier this week about how everybody was making fun of him because he was mentally disabled, where in fact this man was a multi genius.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
This guy was a genius. And it's
Yeah.
but see,
Who would have known?
Tom Hanks is my favorite actor.
Yeah.
From Apollo 13 to Green Mile,
Well, let me
he's
ask
always my
you.
favorite.
So, Tom Hanks, okay. So, let me ask you, what is your favorite performance of Tom Hanks?
Oh,
Like the ultimate.
Far- Forrest Gump was probably one of my favorites.
Yeah,
And then,
arguably,
and then,
because
and but see, but when
but
you watch an
remember,
actor,
he won the Oscar before that.
right? Um, honest and Green Mile, where that
No,
prisoner, which
no,
one?
Philadelphia.
Yes. And he also wasn't big before that, wasn't he?
Now, talk about another movie that will make you cry or tear your eyes out.
Oh,
You're like,
we're just having a freaking cry fest over here.
right? I'm gonna be crying all night. Yeah,
Gosh,
Philadelphia was amazing
here we
too.
are, grown ass man talking about what the movies we cry over.
I don't care. I love those movies.
Exactly. Bring it on.
I
Let's
mean, a
cry.
movie that will, okay, so a movie that will make me cry, laugh, and think, like Truman Show or Forrest Gump, um, Mrs. Doubtfire will make me cry and laugh. Those are
Yeah,
those are all. Still Magnolias will make you
I
cry.
don't think I've ever seen that.
He will make you cry, then laugh, then cry, then laugh again. You're like, I don't know how to feel about this movie, but it's so funny.
Yeah,
And
okay.
it's so sad
So
too.
you were talking about movies that were musical the other day, The Sound of Metal, right?
Oh yeah.
Um,
That so you heard about
okay.
that.
Have you ever seen the movie August Rush?
Mm-mm.
So
Um
it's a movie about this guy who's in a band,
yeah.
and he his girlfriend at the time was a performer of some sort. They have a kid. He goes up for to adoption, um, and he becomes this musical genius, like Albert Einstein of the musical world.
Okay.
He's writing music and orchestrating orchestras at like 10 years old. You want to talk about a movie? That's a dang good movie. Where the red fern grows. My gosh, we're going back in time.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Thank you for the follow there, Melissa. I don't know who part of that. Why did the Notebook make you cry first time? Honestly, Wild Heart and everybody. It's TikTok is still working on the dual chats for each person. So I'm having anything you guys put on here. I'm having to read to Victor. What's up, Jay Bones? What's up, Minnesota Christine? Yeah, we're over here talking about us grown men talking about movies that make us cry.
Sorry, I'm just trying to plug in my um I'm trying to plug in my light here.
I got you.
Because I'm all about the lighting. Sorry. Oh my lord.
Yeah, that's how I feel. What time is it? Is it here? Where I'm at, it's 11:30 p.m. Victor, was it about 9:30 your time?
I think 8:30 or 9:30. 9:30 I think it is. Okay. How is that?
You look amazing, man. Look amazing.
Of course. It's the lighting. Um yeah. So where were we? Sorry.
I don't. We're just having a cry fest. That's the last
Oh,
time I remember.
August Rush. You're saying August.
August Rush, yes. Yeah, we're. If anybody wants good movies, here's a chance to get them.
Yeah. Um, have you seen Billie Holiday versus or U.S. versus Billie Holiday?
I think so. I think so. It's been a while though.
It hasn't been out for a while. It's about the singer Billie Holiday. He
No,
premiered.
no, I
He
didn't.
premiered. Okay, he premiered earlier this year. It's about her addiction. But basically, it
Tough
basically
warning.
it talks about her song. One of her songs is called "Strange Fruit," and if you're not familiar with that song, she's describing a man hanging from the tree as if he
Really?
were, yeah. And this song was so controversial that the FBI made it a point to always arrest her whenever she wanted to sing the song.
Wow.
Yeah, and yeah, it's incredible. It's a real story, obviously. You gotta see it. You gotta see it because you're gonna be like, wow. Like,
That is crazy.
it's amazing how much power poetry has, in my opinion.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well,
Like,
you think about
okay,
it. Songs are basically poetry,
yeah,
and it's
I know that
because
for sure.
see, a random fact for you and everybody out there, I have vivid dreams, like almost like what do you want to call them, like premonitions. Some people call them. I'll wake up and I'll have a notepad by my bed, and I'll write down. I'll hear a song in my dream, and I'll actually write it down.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, it's weird,
yeah. I got
but
ideas. I got ideas from dreams to write as well.
really,
Yeah,
that's so weird 'cause I never heard anybody else say that. It just
this
like
one
when
revolved
you're not
around dragons, but it had to be dragons. But in the dream that I had was I was in a skyscraper. So it was a skyscraper. It was like modern time, and then they basically it expanded. But I literally saw. I was like on the. It was like a glass ceiling on the top of the skyscraper. I was in Tokyo, no, Hong Kong. It had to be like it was very specific, and then I was looking up at the sky, and the sky was very cloudy, and then out of the clouds came out this dragon, and it grabbed me, and it took me away, and I saw it when I woke up. I was like, I I went through that, right? And I was like, but I wasn't scared. So I was like,
right.
all right, what does this mean? Like a dragon came out to rescue me.
Exactly.
Oh,
See,
wow.
a lot of times, even though they say dragons are imaginary, they can be a representation of something. Like pulling you away from fear or releasing of some anger or a fear. I did a lot of reading on
Mhm.
stuff like that. Like mine wasn't like that. I used
Yeah,
to have a lot of dreams of flying or levitating,
right.
but one of my vivid dreams that actually did come true. I had a dream I was on a car lot with glass everywhere and cop cars and lights everywhere. The next day I get to work, all the cars on our lot, the windows are broken because they're trying to steal a wheel lock key to steal wheels. And the
Mm.
police were out there. I'm like, I can't make this stuff up, dude.
I know, right?
Wild Heart says it is a phoenix rising from the fire.
Okay.
Yuli says he was in Hong Kong. That's amazing.
It was very specific. Like I tell you, like, and not only that, but it was like I had continuations of that dream. So, and I tried to put it together, and I'm still working on it because I needed to
Now, is it
something tell me,
reoccurring? Is it a
yeah,
reoccurring dream or only one time?
No, it wasn't reoccurring. It was in sequence.
Okay.
So that was one thing that
Later,
happened.
Daywalker.
But then another scene came after that was more peaceful. You know, so it was like the same story, but
Right.
it's like piecing it
Right.
together for me. Like it's been hard. Yeah.
Well, if it makes any sense to you, Victor, Wildheart says she has that tattoo.
Ah, I know what you're talking about.
But it's a phoenix is such a strong representation of getting pulled out of fear or a bad
Yeah.
situation
Yeah.
and setting you free.
You know, so here's the thought. Here's the thing. Now that it makes sense what you're saying, or what she's saying. Sorry, I don't know who said that. Yeah, it makes perfect sense because I was in a bad relationship at the time, and I think that's what it represented. Like I was in a bad, toxic relationship, and I
New
rescued.
chapter of
That
your
was
life.
my spirit animal rescuing me from that situation. Um, yeah, and today I was driving back from doing Lyft. I was doing Lyft today, and something told me to go to Denny's, the restaurant. And I knew that if I went to that restaurant, I was gonna find my ex. I knew it,
That's crazy.
and I went into Denny's. I went to the bathroom, and there he was with his whole family.
Oh, wow.
I knew it though. I wasn't surprised. I was like, yeah,
Yuli says the phoenix means whatever you're going through, you'll come back stronger. And then Wildheart adds on to it, and you rise above it.
I did
Was that
rise above
crazy,
it
right,
because I
Vic?
was like, there he is. Okay.
And see, but it's so true though, and it's just a testimony for everybody. We all go through crap, but
Yeah.
the end result, we come out stronger and a better person than when we got into it.
I think I'm a better person than I used to be. Yeah, because I our relationship was 7 hour long bad relationship, 7 hour and a half.
Cool.
Um, and it's been more than 10 years. So I think I'm in a better place than I used to be.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It seems like you have a really good head on your shoulders. You have the correct bearings of where you need to be and where you need to go.
But it's not easy. It's like I'm
Oh
48
no.
and I'm barely getting there. I'm barely seeing the end of the tunnel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
So
know.
Victor, you're always the one interviewing people, so I want to interview you for 1 second. How has TikTok helped you? Yeah, we turned the tables.
I see what you did. Well, okay. There's a good and there's a bad. Which one you want to hear first?
Whatever you want to talk about. I'm not going to push you either way.
All right. We'll talk about the good and then the bad. I'm gonna do
Okay.
it that way. So yeah, TikTok. Well, it helped me through the lockdown. Obviously, that was the because I was so tired of Facebook. I was so tired of Instagram. I was tired of everybody. Um, my ex boyfriend, not the one that I met today, but the other one. Um, number three. So number three, he had told me about TikTok because he had been already on TikTok in Russia. Actually, he was already seeing stuff, and I was, oh shoot, my light went out. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh. Nothing in life is easy. That is correct, Wildheart.
No, I think it's my computer. Just went off. And sorry, or it might be my
Oh,
yeah.
you're
Anyway,
good. My internet wants to go out at random times.
um. So yeah, so it was good. It was a good thing. However, now the bad thing came when I spent way too much time. I invested so much of my time in TikTok that it consumed me, so it consumed me to the point that I wasn't functioning well.
Right.
Because I become very obsessed. When I'm obsessed with something, I'm so obsessed that So now I have to learn to tone it down.
Moderation. And that's what I
Yeah,
had to do. I have a family of 2 kids and a wife, and I was so focused on producing videos to help people. I'm like, well, how can I help people when I need to help my own family first. And I'm like, okay. So I took a step back. I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? And I found that sweet spot where it's happy for everybody.
yeah.
And I can agree with you on that. I can agree with you 100%.
I think we went through the
It's
same thing where you went off social media. I went off social media for like 3 months, and it was the best. It was hard. The first day that I did it, I cried.
Yep.
I cried because you know what it was. I was letting go of that Victor. The Victor that wanted to have attention, the Victor that wanted
Right.
to craving attention from the outside.
Exactly. And
I
it's
had to let go of
and
that.
and the people you meet on here though, it is you it's not just people you meet on here, but they become part of your family. And when I was on
Right.
my, I guess, quarantine from TikTok, people checked in daily. I came back to TikTok. I had all these messages. I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't realize what you're doing
Yeah.
to help people.
Yeah.
And there's a guy on here. Neil Wiseman was an early mentor of mine. He's like, just be you. Don't worry about the content. Just be you. But he always said, you always got to take care of yourself first. And each
Hmm.
person who comes to TikTok has something to offer, no, regardless of you think you have any talent or anything.
Yeah. And that's what I had to figure out is like how to be myself.
Exactly.
And it sounds silly, or it sounds like it doesn't make sense. It's like, well, of course that's all you can be is yourself. It's like, no.
But if you're like me, your whole life you were told you can't do certain things, or you can't act like this, you can't be like this, or if you're in certain relationships, they don't let you be your full potential.
Yeah,
You need people around you who are going to accept you for all of you, not a part of you.
precisely. So that's what was happening. It's like I wasn't allowing my true self to flourish for the sake of the other person.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
it's if like a friendship relationship, they're going to have to accept you for all of you, not a part of you. You shouldn't have to sacrifice
hmm,
anything. Now, of course, hey, I want to go fishing with the guys. Well, I want to spend time with you. Okay, I'll go fishing next week with them or something type of thing. It's
yeah,
always a compromise, but not a
yeah.
compromise that's going to steal away from you of who you are.
Right. Yeah.
Yuli said for me, TikTok helps me meet people, some people, because it's not allowed to meet more than one person in real. She's in Germany, so they're in hardcore lockdown right now. What's up,
Oh,
Stephen
wow.
Wilson? Wildheart
Well,
says, and now I'm pressure so high because of this and easier than said.
mm,
And it's crazy to see how many people come on here. And I was in a Karen Hall's live earlier, and it just I see so many people come on here who are so lost, and but I can feel their vibe. I see who they are, but they're so afraid of releasing of who they are to the world.
yeah.
And they come out so much stronger. It's just so cool to see, basically like you said earlier, crack that nut open and let that full potential out.
Right, right, right. Well, yeah. And then there was a conversation I had with a friend of mine from TikTok, and she's used to doing parodies, right? Parodies or comedy. But when we talk about very serious stuff, very serious, very hard to the core stuff that she says to me. She's like, you know what, Victor, I want to do this. I want to talk about this. And we're talking about depression. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about how, lost we are sometimes and how lost I was in my marriage and all. But she's afraid to do it. And I'm like, are you afraid of losing the friends, or are you afraid of expressing yourself and gaining more friends that you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you're not opening the door to the possibility that it can be better. It can be actually yourself. You're not being yourself.
Right.
You're being an actress. You're acting, which is what I was doing. So I knew exactly what she was talking about. I'm like,
But in the end result, you being you is more rewarding, and people are gonna love you for you. And
right.
it's
Or
yeah,
hate me. They can love me or hate me,
exactly.
and it's fine either way. But yeah,
It's all right. It's a judgmental world out there, but people are starting to wake up, and they're starting to see, and they're starting to appreciate self love of themselves.
yeah. I mean, I sometimes marvel at my own creativity, and it's like, wow. Just years ago, I would have never thought I would have done theater, I would have done my books, and I would have done all this stuff, right? Because I didn't have somebody that believed in me enough
Right.
for
Hey,
him,
Wild
for
Heart.
me to say, I will allow that I deserve it, or I deserve this and that. I didn't believe I deserve it.
Right. Wild Heart says, I want someone to talk to. I can't handle with what I'm going through. Well, Wild Heart, I want to let you know my message inbox is always open. I try to respond as quick as I can. Never feel like you cannot reach out to anybody. Hello, Miss Karen. It just everybody who comes on here, we all have our own demons, things we go through. And I promise myself to always keep that inbox open. Always.
Mhm.
That one simple act of kindness can change someone's life.
Yeah, right.
And people
And
people
actually,
people
I have. So that's another thing with TikTok. Like I have. So the friendships that I have in TikTok. Sometimes I call acquaintances friends very quickly, right? And sometimes I'm like, are they really my friends? Can I really trust them? Can I call them in the middle of the night if I'm depressed? Um, and yeah, some of them. Like I have over 5,000, and I don't know how many you have, a lot, right?
I know.
You have 87K followers, right? But out of this 87K followers, how many can you truly say I can pick up the phone right now and call?
Right. Right.
No, how many? I'm asking for real.
That I don't know. That's honest. But at the same time, though, I know in my mental health and
Yeah,
where I'm at in the world, I'm
yeah,
in such an amazing spot. So to
yeah.
me, it feels like it's put on my shoulders that these people can contact me if they're going through a rough
But what
patch.
about you? But what about you? But what about you?
I have one, two, three, at least four people in my life right now I know in a heartbeat.
You mean in
Just in
TikTok?
my and this TikTok right now. Now, real
Oh,
life
okay,
friends who don't run TikTok, I have a good handful. I
okay,
have in real life, I have a select few I talk to on a daily basis.
right, okay, cool. Yeah, you have to have you have to have a support group, your circle, because I realized that as well. Like the number of followers you have, the number of friends you have on Facebook, the number of doesn't matter. Nothing really matters if they're not
You know,
there when you need them.
and I don't care how many followers somebody has here on TikTok. I always you always see those egotistic people on here think they're bigger than everybody else or better than everybody else. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all have
Yeah,
the same needs and wants as everybody else.
that's true.
No one is greater or lesser than one another. But at the same sense, we need to be here for each other.
Yeah, yeah. What's the use of having millions of friends? You know, on
Exactly.
paper,
It's
you really
you
can't
know
call them,
it's
can you? Like that. That's what it's like to be a celebrity, right? And I'm not saying we are not, influential or influencers, whatever. But I'm just saying if you have millions and millions of, like, let's say Michael Jackson, you have millions of fans, billions of fans around the world. Who can you call when you need them?
exactly.
He didn't have any real friends except for the bodyguards, except for his children. You know what I'm saying? Like, he
Exactly.
truly didn't have. His
Exactly.
family was not
And see, my mom always said this perfectly. We all come in the same way and we all go out the same way.
alone.
And and
Yeah.
it just people think they should be put on a platform. I have this many followers on TikTok, or I have this blue check mark next to you. You're still a human being. You still
Mhm.
everything, like we are.
Yeah. Hi, Rosalie. Sorry. But yeah. Okay. Have you heard of Coldplay?
Yes, love Coldplay.
All right. So there's a song. There's two songs that I can talk about, but one song that I heard today, it hit me today. It's called Oceans. I don't know if you heard about Oceans.
Hadn't heard it.
Okay. You have to listen to it. And there's a phrase that I'm still wondering what it means. I know the intention of it. Like, we're alone in this world, right?
Right.
That was the feeling, but he puts it in a way where you're like, you feel alone, like you feel the world is so big and so large, and you're just a little tiny speck, and so it makes you feel so small. But the song is beautiful,
Oh
and
yes.
yeah, oh my god, yes, it made me
So,
cry today. I
so
was like, this is cool.
you have to listen to the song called "Fear" by Blue October. Um,
Fear. Okay, hold on, let me
by
write
Blue.
down.
It goes back to your Phoenix dream you had, but it's called "Fear" by Blue October. Um, yeah, I think
Okay.
the lead singer's named Josh Fierstein. Um, his just music capabilities, his writing skills is freaking phenomenal. And
Okay,
"Fear"
I
by
gotta check
Blue
it out.
October came. Um,
I gotta
but
check it
it but
out.
it talked. But he was a hardcore drug addict, hardcore. He checked himself through rehab, cleaned himself up, and you could just see his journey through his music writing, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like like you were talking about with Coldplay. I heard a song today by Coldplay called "Fix You."
Oh
Amazing,
my
amazing song.
lord.
That's one of my favorite songs by
Speak
Coldplay.
about speak about ugly cry songs.
Exactly, exactly. But it's but
Oh my
music,
gosh.
music speaks where words fail. It always will.
Yeah.
It just takes a hold of every bone in your body.
Oh my god. Actually, I saw them in concert here in Hollywood Bowl. Out of this world. These people. This I'm gonna see. I have to see them again if they when the
Later this
pandemic's
year,
over. When the pandemic's over, I want to see them again because they have more music since then. Since I've seen them, but they finished with Fix You. They finished with Fix You, and
Oh
everybody was
man.
like, "Yeah, it was amazing."
There's a band. Well, it's actually a one man, but he has a band called Boyce Avenue. Um, and he does a lot of covers. And he did Fix You, acoustic cover,
Mm.
phenomenal,
Yeah,
phenomenal. What's up, Miss Bella? If anybody missed came in my live, I'm sorry. We're getting caught up at this conversation.
I know. We're just talking about movies now, Coldplay and
Hey, I'm all about random conversations.
Phoenix, the Phoenix. What else?
Everybody's probably coming in
Dragons.
here like everybody's coming in here like, what are we tripping on right now?
Right. It's like what did I eat today? Was there mushrooms in there?
Exactly.
um,
Exactly.
yeah. No, he
Yeah,
had you had bourbon and I had iced tea. There's nothing on this iced tea, I swear, man.
it kind
We're
of
just
looks
having a
like a
good time.
Long Island iced tea over here,
I
Victor.
know it does. It does look like a drink, but it's not. No, actually, I fell asleep when I earlier. So I did a 10 hour, no, yeah, 10 hour lift rides today,
Oh, nice.
and I was exhausted,
No
but it
fungus
was
among us.
really I needed to do it because if you don't do 8 to 10 hours, it's not really worth it, in my opinion.
Right. That's
And
that's crazy.
you gotta do
So
it straight up.
do you enjoy doing Lyft?
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I
Do you,
love it.
you
I love it.
do you get to meet some incredible people like that you drive? You have an amazing night. Thank you for popping up in here. It's
Yeah,
like to
actually,
me, it's
yeah. You connect
it's
you
like
connect with people in a different way. Like there's people that I was thinking about this today because some people are very talkative and some people want you to be quiet. And that's fine because you know what? Some people deserve to have their silence. Some people want to have they have me turn the music up. Some people say, can you just I don't want the AC on my face. So you don't know what they want when they get in your car. So you have to
right,
like kind of like match their mood. Like, what is your mood today? Like, can I talk to you? You want to talk? You don't want to talk? That's cool. So I'm now to the point where I'm like, it's fine to me either way.
right. That's crazy. It's because it's like on here and like at work. So they I'm still a mechanic, but they also assigned me as new mechanic uh supervisor. So basically I'm in charge of all the new hires. And we have this process for new hires of showing them the system and actually our attitude is, the big thing. And it's amazing to see how many people don't see the world through like our eyes that we see. How perspective is so different for each person.
And
And
how
it's
wonderful because if
exactly.
that were the case, if
We'll
everybody
be
agreed,
robots.
if everybody agreed, we'll be singing "Kumbaya" all day. Um, it would be boring, don't you think?
Exactly. Exactly. It's just and it broke my heart because we had this one guy here who got hired a few weeks ago who just, hey, am I doing this good enough for you? I said, dude, you're doing amazing. What's going? He
Mm.
never he never had a manager that told him he was appreciated.
Mm.
How many people out there can say that in
Mm.
their daily lives?
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
the big message for everybody out there. Show
Yeah.
appreciation every chance you can because
That is so
there's
true.
so little
That
of it.
is, yeah. I was working for a cable company for 24 years. Um, very few times I was told I was doing a great job in 24 years.
Wow.
You couldn't please
You
them.
see,
Like, what else can I do? I'm bending myself backwards for you.
exactly. Karen, I appreciate that. And see, on Saturday, so there's some once a month I have to work 6 days straight, and on Saturdays I'm in charge. And there's only like we go from 25 techs to 4. And no matter how hard the guys work, I always say, hey, thank you so much for busting your butts today. You guys did a great job. I hope you have the rest of your weekend. Because my wife recently became manager of her office. She's a manager of a dental clinic. She's also a registered dental assistant. She asked me, if you were manager, what would you do? I said, become the manager you wish you always had.
Mm.
The times when you were having a rough time and you wish your manager had some encouraging words or was there for you to sympathize with you. The world doesn't do that no more. And that's the problem with the world. We don't feel for each other.
Amen. That's all
Just
I gotta say. Amen.
it's sad the where the world's in right now. And we talked about this, I guess Friday. We want to base people upon if they're a Democrat, Republican. Just stop drawing that line right there. It doesn't matter.
Mm. Yeah.
And I think the sooner people can realize that, the better off this world's going to be.
We're all Americans.
Exactly. And even for the non-Americans in here, we're all humans.
Exactly. We're just citizens of the world. Like that's it.
It blows my mind. And it's there. We all have our beliefs, and some of us may be atheists, and that is completely fine.
Exactly. It
And
is.
it's
I have some family members who are atheists, and they're the
right,
most intelligent people. They're very, very warm people. They're loving
right.
people. They don't hold grudges.
And see, for me, my personal belief, I'm a Christian. But however, I have friends who are atheists.
Yeah.
And when I first met them, you're not going
Nothing
to try
wrong
to
with
beat the
that.
world to help the Bible. I said, no, that is your personal choice.
Yeah.
If anything,
Well,
it's my job
that's the
not to
thing.
judge you.
That's the thing with Christians, though. That's the thing with Christians. You know how when they hear that you're an atheist, you feel like it's your mission to convert them, or
Right. But it's my what I believe. It's my job to love them, not judge them.
yeah. Trust me, I don't
You
want
know
anybody to blame me from being a Catholic. I
exactly.
don't. I do not
And see, what's
condone.
crazy?
Or I
I
condone, or I
grew
don't
up.
condone.
What's crazy? I grew up in a Roman Catholic church. My
Oh
family on the
gosh.
East Coast was Roman Catholic, and
See,
I experienced
you
the
know what I
world,
mean.
and exactly. It's just nuts, and it's to me my
Especially in the
personal.
70s or in the 80s, where I grew. So strict.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
I mean, now they want to accept the gays, and they want to accept the LGBT community, and I'm like,
right.
where were you when I was growing up? Where were you when I confessed to you that I was gay, and you told me that I had to be repent my sins,
Right,
and until I did that, I could not have a communion.
exactly.
A priest told me this for real, and that was the last time I ever had communion.
Wow.
So I was like, you know
It
what? Just because of what you said, I am not coming back here. I don't commune with you people.
right,
And I had the biggest revelation too, because I denied my belief for a very long time because of that. That man
right,
who is wearing he's a clergyman.
right.
So how many more people has he done this to?
How many more people has he condemned? And see that to me that is so messed up because
Oh,
hold up, it's not our job to judge anybody. You know, if anything, I'm taught to love every single person regardless of who they are,
yeah,
and it's just crazy.
yeah. So yeah,
Karen says,
uh,
as a fellow man, I know what the showing the appreciation and love to staff means. Karen, I know how much you work. You work your butt off. Karen, me when I started joining TikTok, she was one of the first ones there. And if I remember correctly, Miss Karen is a realtor, right? And she is always working every time I talk to her. It's like the first night I never saw her working.
Oh, okay. Is she I'm sorry, is she a co-worker or
No, no, not a coworker. She became a friend early on here on TikTok in
oh,
Norway.
okay, okay.
Yeah, she's been there from the get-go. A lot
Well,
of
I think it's
it just
been I think it's been about a year for me since I've been on TikTok. I would say
wow, that's awesome.
about a year.
How many
I
so how many interviews have you done for TikTok since you've been on here?
oh for TikTok.
Roughly. What's up,
For
Lubin?
TikTok for TikTok specifically, or since I had TikTok in my podcast, about 100 or 60, 60.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it's like yeah, it's actually been some of them are repeats, some of them are like second time they came or the third time. So yeah, um, I want to start
Karen says
like
I'm sorry. Karen says she works in real estate closing.
she's what? I'm sorry.
She works in the real estate closing operation
Ah, okay.
where the hair hits the walls. I didn't
Yeah,
mean to
real
cut you off,
estate.
Vicky.
I was actually thinking of being a real estate agent.
Really?
Yeah, hi Karen. There she is. Thanks for the hearts.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's just
But it
so
wasn't. It
you so
wasn't.
you
It wasn't my. It wasn't my passion though. I took the test. I passed it, but it wasn't my call.
I feel you. I feel you. You have to go where your heart pulls you to go.
I could have. I could have made so much money by now. That was like a few years, 20 years ago. I could have made
But
so much
see,
money, but yeah,
you can't put a price tag on happiness though. You have to have a
no.
passion for what you
Mm-mm.
do. I
Exactly.
mean,
She said it right there. She
I
said it. You have to do what you're passionate about, and I sure did.
yep, exactly. Exactly.
I'm getting
I
rewarded in
originally
other ways. Yeah.
uh, see, I'm right there with you. I originally almost joined the Air Force and they wouldn't take me because I have a thing called ulcerative colitis. I have to go get infusions every other month. But
Okay.
they said, nope, can't take you. I'm like, okay. So I was going to go to aviation mechanic school to work on airplanes and helicopters.
Yeah.
I got accepted, everything. I'm like, you know what? But I love cars too much. I can't do it. It'd be cool to work on planes. I'm like, I can't see myself
hmm
doing it day in, day out.
hmm hmm Well, and then like Karen, for instance, Karen is telling me she loves her job and helping people achieve their dreams. So sometimes you have to understand what are you passionate about, what is your calling, and if your calling is to show people their home, their dream homes, right, and make them reality. I believe it's actually a great profession if you take it, to heart and you look at it that way. It is wonderful. It is. I mean, I love seeing real estate shows on HGTV. See the people that are excited to see their homes and they cry and they're like the remodel and it's amazing. It can be an amazing profession for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's just and it goes back to our perspective on life because not everybody has the same passion, and that's what's really cool about it.
Right.
It
And
keeps
at the
us in
time,
check.
at the time, I was more focused on the money. I was more focused on the money. You know.
Yeah,
So It was not the right reasons to join to be a real estate agent.
exactly. And it's as long as you have fun with what you're doing, that's all that matters. And you have a passion for it. You have that desire to keep going back for more. It's
Yeah.
that's the cool part about it.
I'm the funnest Lyft driver you'll ever have.
Well, if I'm ever in your area, I'm calling you up. I'll bring the disco ball, everything.
There was a guy, so I picked him up from the airport, and I was blasting my music. I had Alabama Shakes. I don't know if you know the band. And
Yes,
I forget.
yes.
It was blasting, right? So, and I was loading their luggage in today, and the music was blasting when they went in the car, and I was like, "So sorry, guys, I turned it down," and they're like, "Turn it right up. We love this song. We love this music. Yeah, like sure."
That's
Like,
awesome.
and I was like, "Okay, coming back up," and they love it. They're like, "Yeah." It was like, and it at some points because the music was kind of loud. I turned it down because they were talking, so I turned the music down. They were talking. They didn't notice it. They didn't notice that I turned it down too. They were just talking comfortably. And another song that I did like came on. They're like, "Oh, this song," and then I turn it up. Like I did it without them knowing, and I think that's a great ride where you listen to music if you want to. It's like being in a club, like, oh my God, my favorite
Right.
song's on, and you turn it up. I don't know. Hi, Debbie.
That's how like me and my wife go in the car for a date night or something. Like, oh, my favorite song's on, so I turn it up, and she just starts, and I'm like, but my song's on.
Right. So you're
And she
killing
like
my
that's
mood.
well, then she's like, did you even hear a word I said? I said, no, my song's on. Well, Mr. Victor, I didn't realize the time. I'm gonna have to get
I
off, but
know.
we're gonna have to
It's
we're
late.
gonna have to continue this, brother. Um,
All right.
man, I appreciate you. You are a fighter, man, and I appreciate your time very much.
Yeah, me too. Thanks for. I thought we were gonna be talking for 5 minutes, but it's been about an hour. So.
Hey, good conversations, man. You cannot argue about that at all.
Right.
You
Right.
got um I look forward to seeing I think you really should do a video about this Phoenix. I think um you ever
Yeah.
hear of do you ever dreams correlating from other people? I
Yeah.
I think you I think you should post something out there like that, get some ideas from other people.
Yeah. I should for sure. I should do that.
But man, you have a great night, dude. You all have a great night, Miss Karen. I love you
Okay.
guys. I hope you talk to you
I'm
all
gonna I'm
later.
gonna stay I'm gonna stay on. So if you guys wanna,
Okay, man. I'll see you
if
later,
you're
dude.
you're leaving, right? So if you wanna switch to
Yep.
my side,
I'll probably do that for a second, man.
We are go for liftoff in T minus 30.
Hit the record button.
Gosh, that's swell.
It's a low blog talk radio.